Testing, testing. All right. Hi everyone. Hopefully you're all having a good day. Sorry if I'm a little behind. Just getting things still set up here for a moment. Just give me a minute. Let's see. Okay. Damn it. Hold on a second. All right. Since everyone's here, so yeah, welcome everyone to the next our next Disney watch on, and as you know, it's finally that time. It's finally time to revisit what many consider to be Disney's magnum opus, and that is The Lion King, a movie that, funny enough, was originally going to be like a small project, whereas their follow-up film Pocahontas was meant to be the big blockbuster. Yeah, that yeah, that clearly did not go the way they expected. But yeah, I think for most of us, this was like one of our all-time favorite Disney films, and just maybe favorite animated films or films in general. It definitely was for me as a kid. Nowadays, it's definitely grown. I mean, for me, I definitely have been. Yeah, for me, for me, sorry, I can't talk today. For me, I do have kind of a weird up and down history with this film, but like I remember loving it as a kid. I kind of dipped out of it a little through my teen and young adult years, and in recent years, it's now become a in my top 30 favorite movies of all time again. So it's kind of one of those movies for me. But anyway, let's not beat around the bush. Let's go ahead and let me see if I can get this to the menu. Um, come on. All right. Yeah, let me go ahead and turn my headphones on. Yeah, I saw your comment, Bry, about James Earl Jones, Roger Allers, Frank Wells, a lot of big names attached to this movie that sadly aren't with us anymore. All right, so let me just get it to where I need to go. All right, everyone ready? Ready, spaghetti? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. All right, movie starting. Hopefully, we'll have no issues with the stream whatsoever. Yeah, I know you said that already, Anita. The Lion King holds the record as the highest grossing traditional animated film ever. I mean, in a way, some people have described this as being Bambi in Africa. I mean, that's what I've been told. Yeah, the most iconic opening of any Disney film. For me, well, okay, I had a lot of favorite Disney films as kids, but I think it was this and Tarzan were some of the ones I watched the most as a kid. And yeah, I do remember watching Dinosaur a lot, even though, well, I mean, we'll get to that movie later. But apparently, my mom told me that this was the first movie they took took me to the theater to see, but I would have been only 1, so I don't remember anything from that experience. I feel like this is one of those movies you that definitely is worth seeing in theaters again. Like, I would if this ever like, my a theater I go to one of the theaters I go to, they do play, like, classic films. If they ever play this movie on the big screen, I would definitely go see it because it feels like it would be an amazing experience. Yeah, lucky, right? But again, I don't remember anything because I was only 1, so the farthest back I remember going to the theaters to see a movie that I can remember was Toy Story, and I was only 2, so and even that's very vague memory, so apparently the people who worked on this film, they actually went as far as to travel to Africa to study the landscape and study the animals so they can make them look as like move well for the most part move like just study the way they're like. So yes, yes we're yes we're in the circle life part of the movie. So yeah, again, I don't know how you guys are watching this. I'm assuming you guys are using Disney Plus, but like I said, I have my Blu-ray that I'm using to watch the film. So yeah, I remember that seeing the behind the scenes. They did bring in a real lion to observe. So it's cool. It is cool just to again. It just reminds you what Disney used to been like, how much effort they put into their films, unlike nowadays. I know. I've seen people do this with their cats when they replicate the bit with Rafiki. To be fair, I've done it with my cats too, so I can't say I'm any better. You have to admit this song is pretty epic. So yeah, we're over 4 minutes in, and the film officially starts now after the title. I guess you could say this is the closest thing that Disney has ever made to an animated epic in a way. And we get our one of the most iconic villains, Scar. Lunch. Scar, that mouse is barely even a snack for you. No, the version I have does not have the morning report in it. So thank God. That song is just awful. Or at least I don't think this comes with the. I mean, it shouldn't. I don't believe this has the. And I know this Blu-ray does come with that, but I think that's just a bonus feature. So, and yeah, Zazu's voiced by what's his name? Yeah, I know, Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson. Yeah, I'm gonna say it of all there's a lot of good voice performances in this movie, but my favorite would have to be Jeremy Irons as Scar. Like he's just so epic in how he voices the character. I still will never understand why they didn't bring Jeremy. I mean, you brought James Earl Jones back for the remake, yet you wouldn't bring back Jeremy Irons or Rowan Atkinson's. They can, unlike Jones, unfortunately, those two can still do their roles pretty well. So I don't know, it's not like bring them back would save that remake because, yeah, I know, right? Foreshadowing for Hercules because yeah, I know there's that bit in the movie where he has the scar pelt. Simba. And yeah, I guess everyone is familiar with the controversies that Disney ripped off Kimba the White Lion for this movie, even though if you guys ever watched YMS's video he did on the whole thing, he pretty much proves that that it's there's so much holes behind that. Like people want to claim that this is a ripoff of Kimba just because Simba, Kimba, suspicious. But what they don't realize is Simba is a word that existed long before Disney came up with the name. Like it's just Swahili for lion, if I remember correctly. That's what it means in Swahili. Yeah, I never watched Kimba. I only know it through what I mostly know through it is through YMS's like what 2 hour long video he did on the subject. And yeah, there are so many differences. It makes you wonder how can people yeah, they're both animated properties that have lions, but story wise, they're pretty different. Yeah, I know. Swan Princess came out the same year as this, and so did Pompoko, so did Felidae. Everyone talks about how great the songs are in this movie, which they are, but it goes without saying, but the instrumental score that plays is just as epic. Yeah, Hans Zimmer really did kill it, which I don't get why he felt the need to improve upon it in the in the remake because it didn't improve anything. So yeah, this doesn't have the version we're watching does not have the morning report segment, which is good because that segment was awful. Wasn't I think Thumbelina wasn't Thumbelina in 1995? I know Charles Ledger Park also came in '94, which the thing about the morning report though is just first of all the animation just looks off compared to the film, and the actor they got to voice did the scene voice of Simba in that just was not good. The song in general wasn't that great. I might do watch-alongs of The Wild and Valiant eventually, but not for this marathon. We're just focusing on the main the 64 films by Disney Studios. Speaking of which, you realize that once we're done with this movie, we have made it to the halfway point, like 32 films down and 32 more to go. I mean, let's be honest. Scar, I'm just assuming is a victim of like favoritism, considering that his brother is Mufasa, which means king, and his real name Taka translates to trash. Like, yeah, there has to be some sort of favoritism in there, despite what that Mufasa movie will tell you. But ugh. Did Sarabi stretch her neck out when she grabbed Simba? I don't know if anyone noticed that. I think almost anything is better than the 2019 remake. It's like I don't understand how anyone would rather watch the 2019 film over this. Number one, this one is shorter. It's more bright and colorful. It's more expressive. It's funnier. It's I don't know. Yeah, that's how it always starts, Simba. But wait till you get older. And we get this iconic song that seems to be most people's favorites, or at least maybe one of our favorites when we were a kid. Yeah, well, I probably can imagine what one of those two songs are better that you're thinking of, Drew. So I don't know if this was intentional, but notice how the animals during this segment have a more cartoonish look to them than the more realistic look they had during Circle of Life. From what I've heard, I think that was the intention. It's supposed to show from like Simba's point of view of how he feels Keen will be compared to like his fantasy view of what being Keen will be like versus what it will eventually really be like. If that makes any sense. Okay, notice in this Tower of Animals they showed anteaters. I don't know if the people working this don't know, but anteaters don't live in Africa. Poor Zazu. The elephant graveyard. That's gotta have been one big elephant. I don't know. Maybe it was a Paleoloxodon. Who knows? And enter the hyenas. Simba, keep your mouth shut. Well, Upa stay is just pig Latin for stupid, so that's just what they meant. Nice one, Simba. Yeah, I do remember The Lion King 1.5 being a lot of fun. Yeah, for some reason I keep forgetting Whoopi Goldberg is in this film. I don't know why. Yeah, I know that's the voice of Tito from Oliver and Company as Banzai. Yep. Yeah, never mess with a protective parent. Funniest joke for Japan. Okay. Yes, I've seen her comments on it. It's just, you know, yeah. I love this scene so much because it shows how great of a father Mufasa is. Like how he starts being angry, but he does calm down because he can tell his son is nervous because he's putting his role as a father before his role as king. Yeah, sure, Simba. Mm. Like the remake just butched so much stuff. You know, maybe someday I will eventually do watch alongs of the Disney remakes, as painful as that experience is going to be. As long as you guys show up for those watch alongs, at least maybe watch them with some. As long as I watch those with those people to join in to watch with me, I mean, maybe we'll make the experience less painful. The fact that John Favreau directed the remake too, like the guy that brought us Iron Man and Elf, like I don't know. Yeah, I know Robert Gillame. Yeah, rest in peace. I love quoting that line. I'm surrounded by idiots. Just so relatable. So I guess this implies he killed a zebra earlier. And we get one of the greatest Disney villain songs ever. And yeah, probably the best song in the whole movie. Be prepared. The song that they almost practically took out of the remake, only to then kind of half-ass like put it back in, kind of. Yes, I've seen your comments. Yeah. So it's unknown why they were originally going to take "Be Prepared" out of the remake, but if I had to take a guess, it's probably because of this scene. Because yeah, Scar on top of a pillar like that, looking down on his army of hyenas, and the hyenas looking like they're doing gusto. It's yeah. I mean, can you think of another reason why they would want to take the song out of the remake? Because nowadays people are so sensitive, even though these are the villains doing this. So like, what's the problem? Yeah, I know. Yeah, for that's what I heard. Jeremy Irons sings most of this film, but then towards the end, it's replaced by Jim Cummings, who does a pretty, really good impression of Irons' voice. If it wasn't for the fact Scar was evil, he does kind of give off that mischievous uncle vibe in scenes like this. Mm, to die for, huh? Yeah, it's getting to be about that time. Yes, no humans in this movie, which again makes you wonder why Disney thought it was a good idea to remake this into quote unquote live action. Honestly, that was bad timing on Simba's part because he probably really does feel like he caused the stampede. And you have to admit, this part looks horrifying. Just a waterfall look of wildebeest stampeding towards you. Yeah, I can only imagine how long it took the animators to animate this whole scene with the wildebeest stampeding. It's just is there a version Mufasa doesn't die? I don't know what you mean by that, Bry. Well, we haven't gotten there quite yet, but we're getting close. And again, this of all the instrumentals, this To Die For is easily, I'd say, the best one. I'm guessing that wildebeest may have died. Yep, Scar was able to succeed what most Disney villains fail to do: kill off a main character. Yes, I've read your comments, Anita. I would argue this is a little sadder than Bambi's mom dying because you actually see the dead body. Granted, it's a nice looking dead body, but which again, you can't see modern Disney doing this. It's It's yeah, it's just again, Disney wasn't holding your hand back then, which is what made him so great. It's what do you mean? You didn't even we didn't even see Bambi's mom's body in that film. It's like, what do you mean there was blood? Okay. This is just a testament to how evil Scar really is. Like Simba was meant to die, but since he survived, he's able to improvise and but now he's just gaslighting Simba, saying that he's responsible for his father's death. Yeah, you all know this, but is basically just Hamlet, but in Africa. I'm surprised Simba didn't get skewered by those thorns. Yeah, I guess the audience did need a little humor after that whole tragic scene. Yeah, this isn't gonna last long with the hyenas now in the Pride Lands. Yeah, and you're right. Scar's probably one of the few Disney villains who actually technically won. He succeeded in his goals. The rest of the film is just the aftermath of his takeover. And we finally get our two comic reliefs of the film. Yeah, I do remember the Timon and Pumbaa TV show. That show was a lot of fun. I know, right? Considering that they would have their own TV show, The Lion King 1.5, and even their own episode of House and Mouse dedicated to them. Technically two, but yeah, there's a reason they're like a fan favorite characters. Way to go, Timon. And we get the song that everyone was singing back then, which yeah. Yeah, it's not a I wouldn't say it's a bad song, but it's definitely my least favorite of all the songs in the movie. And yet people sang this song all the time when this film first came out. Yeah, no, Hakuna Matata is literally Swahili for no worries. Yeah, I've seen some of your trivias. I mean, I'll be honest, I never seen Mouse Hunt, but it's cool that the two actors would return together. So I don't mind the song either. I didn't say I dislike the song. It's just compared to the other bangers in this film, it's feels like the weakest. And I guess it's something we need as a palate cleanser after that tragic bit. So yeah, we could show murder and reference the Nazis, but draw the line at a fart joke. You know what? But I agree with you. I respect that. Like, better to have those two things than the fart jokes. So yeah, it goes without saying, but there's no way a lion could survive the rest of his life eating nothing but insects. Just Yep, the years go by, and he's now an adult, and voiced by Matthew Broderick. Which I'm gonna say it, as great as the voice acting is in this film, Matthew Broderick's performance might be the weakest. But I don't know, like Matthew Broderick. I mean, I don't know, like he could be a decent actor at times, but I don't know. It's just I feel like that in some of his many of his roles, he tends to come off as very monotone. I don't know if monotone's the right word, but you know what I mean. Yes, he was in that awful Godzilla film, as well as that awful Inspector Gadget film. Yeah, I mean, I'd say he was bad as adult Simba, but I don't know. It's just no, I don't remember any some sick twisted bastard like combined Lion King 1.5 together. You and the characters can't stand that song. And all right, the song "Too Evil" that even Scar won't sing it. That's too much. Fireflies, huh? This is funny considering what Disney would later do with The Princess and the Frog. Yeah, I'm reminded that earlier this year, Roger Allers, the director of this film, passed away. He didn't direct that many movies. The only films I recall he directed was Open Season, which was really bad, and that one independent film, The Prophet. Yeah, gonna be an awkward realization. Yeah, I noticed what they did with that transition. They cut away before the stars spelled out SFX. I know, right? The dust of controversy. Yep. Time for Simba to reclaim the throne. You have all the sage characters out there in films. Rafiki might be one of the best ones. Mm. Carol, there, Timon. This is a G-rated film. Yep. Yeah, we're just gonna know the fact that she tried to eat him. Yeah, started laughing all that. Well, what people tend to forget is that the G rating doesn't immediately mean kids' film. It just means general audiences, like anyone of any age can watch this. You mentioned that before. This is your second favorite Disney film after Dinosaur. Sorry, I was talking to my dad. And we get the last song of the movie. As much as I do like this song, I do prefer Elton John's version of the song. Yeah, I don't count the line "Sleeps Tonight." That's just a little song that Timon and Pumbaa are singing to themselves. Like that's not really. I wouldn't count that as part of the musical. Yeah, she clearly wants you, Simba. So does this technically okay? Does this technically make Simba and Nala the first couple in a Disney film to canonically have sex? Just saying. I mean, the eyes she was giving him there. It's I guess Hakuna Matata isn't technically a bad philosophy. It's just yeah, Simba is executed in a way that's pretty bad. Yeah, as much as I'm not really a fan of the third act breakups, the way it's handled here is definitely much better than in other films. Not much. I mean, we're just at the part where Simba finally meets Rafiki. Yes, I've seen your comment earlier, Brian. That was a long time ago I did that video, to tell you the truth. So honestly, I don't look back at my early videos very well. Let's just say that was an early time in my YouTube making. When I started making YouTube videos, I don't really look back at them very fondly. Let's just say. Yes, I've seen her comments earlier, Anita. He lives in you. Kind of like the song that they would use in the sequel. We got this epic scene. Now there's your lesson of the film right there. Either run from it or learn from it. Something that apparently they took out in the remake. Honestly, it's probably the most mature message to come out of any of the Disney animated classics. Considering the Lion King 1.5, how Timon forgot about Rafiki, I don't know. Everything looks like the Elephant Graveyard. Yeah, high body count, the scars of compliments. Hey, it was once very beautiful, Timon, until the hyenas took over. Yeah, I know, right? An ad lib led to the funniest scene in the movie, sure. Not quite Scar. I guess this shows how stubborn Scar is. He would rather just die than give up his throne. Yeah, I guess Brock does have a couple badass lines here and there in the film. Yeah. I guess when they son Stand By Me, that was kind of fun. Mm. Okay, Scar's kind of an idiot at this point for revealing the secret. Go Rafiki. Yeah, I know, right? I guess calling him a pig is like a slur to them or something. I don't know. And now the fight between Simba and Scar. Talking back with that line. Yep. And we get probably one of the darker Disney villain deaths right here. It's even darker when you remember that hyenas in real life will eat their prey while they're still alive. So yeah. Well, at least it finally rained. Put out the fire. Yeah. Yep. Simba now officially becomes king. Yep. As time went on, everything grows back. And that was The Lion King. And after all these years, yeah, it's still as epic as ever. I mean, honestly, what can I say that hasn't already been said about this film? There's a reason it's regarded as one of Disney's best. And honestly, I feel like this is where Disney really peaked with their animated films because, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've given us plenty of great animated films since this, but none of which reached to the epicness of this movie. Just saying. I mean, it would be a miracle if Disney somehow pulls up an animated film that reaches to this film's level, but I don't know. Given the way they are now, it's highly unlikely. But yes, no wonder this film would spawn like the Broadway musical or the straight to video sequels, the TV shows and whatever. But yeah, for me, it's definitely in my top five favorites. I mean, I know years ago when I did my, like I know it used to be like more top 15, but now it really is like top five. It's a film that has gotten better as time went on, and it's a movie that I've grown to respect more ever since that horrendous remake they did. But yeah, but yeah, it's definitely now in my top five favorite Disney animated films, and probably top maybe 15 favorite animated films in general, and definitely my top like maybe 30 favorite films of all time. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and this was a lot of fun to revisit. And next time, yeah, it kind of goes a little. It's the beginning of the downhill of Disney, you could say, in a way. But again, we'll get to that one next. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next watch along. So, yeah, later.